kind of more, you know, like beating fire with fire. But Uyeshota is like one of the few players that tends to kind of like slow things down and say, you're gonna play at our pace, and we're gonna change things up because I'm going to force you to do that. And not many players, even among the Japanese scene, can really do that as well as.
Yeah, Uyeshota really is like the immovable object of competitive Tetris.
And a little bit of timing of the attacks there from Uyeshota. A beautiful center well, the full zone charge, and immediately launching off this attack. Early top outs, but it is still a 37 Dodecatris.
Yeah, and now we have...
DL misdrops the eyepiece. Not going to do too much to Uyeshota, but we do have the...
a bit of an
L Spire.
Bit of an interesting spire there, yeah.
And eyepiece misdrop, but Uyeshota able to clean that up with a couple of skims in the process. And a little bit of down stacking as well. And right now, Uyeshota sitting on this full zone meter, but only at around 40,000 points, will likely not send it into phase 3 if zoned at the moment. I think Uyeshota is looking for a couple more T-spins to add to their name before something happens.
Yeah, Uyeshota.
Alright, well,
oh yeah, alright, Diao's in here with his own. Oh, Uyeshota with the DTC! Oh my goodness.
Alright, a little bit of combo. 59 ulti for Diao. And we have the 46 Deca Hectotris from Uyeshota, but the extra credit outside of zone will keep this interaction neutral.
Man, it was just like that zone never happened.
And it's back to the grind of getting that next zone, but look at this beautiful down stack work from Uyeshota, almost a 9 comp. And that's going to force a zone out of Diao. Diao with a very strong down stack combo of their own to get that, I think, 28 out of 14. And Uyeshota relying on the quarter zone to keep up some pressure. Both players very low on the stack.
Yeah, Uyeshota is kind of just taking Tetrises and T-spins as soon as they're available.
I was really curious about that I-piece from Uyeshota. It like felt like a very but then just the O-piece for the perfect donation and reopen the well up on the side. And full zone meter for Uyeshota is going to be using the zone. Full zone meter now arrives on Diao's side of the matrix. We've got the zone battle happening live. 51 Deca Hexatris from Uyeshota.
Ooh, there's the S-spin triple.
Oh, but it's not going to get too much damage. 34 Dodecatris.
Has to accept some garbage beyond it. And that's quite a bit to accept as Uyeshota brings on the pressure.
We do have a bit of a solid down stack work from Diao, but this is still not over and nowhere close to being done.
Yeah, Diao is constantly fighting, but Uyeshota is just keeping that wall up. Diao has to expend all the energy he possibly can to get that down, but it is not working. Uyeshota taking the first round.
All right, a little bit of the inflated zone attack from that instant T-spin double zone top out, but... And
I'm gonna be honest. It's a little crazy that it's a little crazy watching Uyeshota just keep playing defensively until Diao kind of tops out.
Well, again, like the one major thing that a lot of people like, especially for those that are not used to zone battle as well, zone is like the panic button. So like you don't. Like, you can't really, like, play around stuff because your opponent just, like, gets to live everything for free. But keep in mind, like, a lot of players can be left very defenseless if you have used a zone attack and you don't have a button to just kind of get away all of that remaining garbage. So I feel like Uyeshota's decision to hold on to zone for sometimes an overly large amount of time is more so because Uyeshota realizes the value of an opponent without zone meter, and delivering an attack right as that kind of resource is expended.
Look at that.
And I mean, 2-0 right now for Uyeshota. Didn't even make it to phase 3, despite the fact that that was still like a minute long. And Uyeshota DL once again building up 6-3, but we have a misdrop right now. Having to rely on a lot of countering. Make sure we don't have an early top out. And again, we're going to have an early zone from DL. Obviously, not going to be spelling too much of good news to start. And already Uyeshota off to the races with another zone. Still keeping it clean, up to 14 lines. And not quite the ulti, but 51 is going to be quite the hefty spike.
Oh, and Diao, oh my goodness, right hand. Big right hand well here.
Yeah, but again, having to rely on that clean. It might be able to work once for phase 2, but in phase 3, don't expect to be so lucky. Alright, and DL, once again, is going to be take the option to zone first. As an STSD, waiting to get some T pieces, but they're a little late in queue. 50 out of 18. Not sure how much Uyeshota is going to need a tank for this zone. And we are getting the 20 line. 50 Ultimatrist sends about 8 to Diao in the instance. A little bit of necessary greed there for Diao in order to get some of these efficient plays off in time. Again. Oh, okay. 19 though from Diao and done in a relatively short amount of time. Uyeshota only needs to counter about 10 to 15 lines. Gets the 25 Octarus, but the follow-up from Diao is going to be enough to neutralize.
Ooh, good donation from Uyeshota. I mean, we're 2 minutes in and this game seems fairly neutral. That's the thing. That's like one of the things with Uyeshota, isn't it? It's just like long rounds.
Well, again, as we've learned from Uyeshota having very long sets and not showing any signs of slowing down. Alright, 16 lines there from Diao. I think was trying to capitalize on the amount of lines, but not quite going to get as much mileage as they were hoping against Uyeshota.
Yeah, just the insane amount of it's just the insane amount of endurance Uyeshota has still astounds me every time. We've been going for quite a bit here, and we're only on our 3rd round.
All right, 22 Octarus right now from Diao. Uyeshota again only gonna need 10 to 15. Sends 30 with the Dodecatrix, and things are gonna be quite dire quite quickly for Diao.
Mm-hmm.
Able to still get a Tetris to fight off some of that garbage, but it's not gonna counter the full thing. We do at least get the count to 4. That Tetris back-to-back is still going strong for Diao. Having to build a little bit on top of the garbage well. So Uyeshota takes a little bit of that garbage ball. This is some extra garbage to kind of tank and receive. Or some extra ammunition later in the zone. You can see gets up to 18. That's a 49 Perfectress right now. And Diao, unfortunately, I think is running out of options with nothing more than zone. But the damage is enough to get a full counter.
Ooh, is Diao going to be able to downstack all of this? Has a zone charge.
Oh, I think wanted a T-spin, but unfortunately misheld in.
Still has some solid pieces to continue this downstack. Has another zone charge. Squeezing in a T-spin double, trying to get some extra efficiency in there. Diao is still downstacking, but Uyeshota is just constantly applying pressure.
Well, a little bit of burst zone from Diao, trying to get as many lines in as possible. 15 out of 9.
Starting to downstack, almost out of this, but Here we go. Uyeshota looking to send a killing blow here.
There is
with this zone.
Any garbage to counter right now for Uyeshota. This is almost entirely going to get sent over to DL. 46.
Look at that. Oh my goodness.
28.
Oh, that's a lot of upstacking you're doing in the zone that you only have a quarter charge of. Seems to have worked out pretty nicely, but there's still so much garbage that Uyeshota is just sending and sending and sending. There is no end to this garbage.
But look at the downstack though from DL. Like a lot of these placements are not intuitive to find, but has managed to do an excellent job. Like
the DL stack is showing here, and Uyeshota is really putting that to the test. Nice donation from Uyeshota here. Still applying pressure. Has a max zone charge. DL's gonna get one shortly. I think probably gonna try to stall this as long as possible to get it. And there it is, gonna be down stacking with this. It's a question of who's gonna get a higher zone. And it looks like Uyeshota's already off to a great start. 57 attack, 20. DL
43, that's not a
only getting. That's not Uyeshota numbers. That's not going to be enough. Uyeshota, after 6 minutes and 15 seconds, takes a third round.
Because again, as I mentioned, you are going to have to wear Uyeshota down, despite the fact that you cannot wear Uyeshota down in order to.
It's like trying to erode a concrete wall with like a little plastic squirt gun.
Like you'll get there, but
you'll get there. Surely you'll get there. But even if you have a pressure washer, you're gonna be there for like hours if you want to try and get rid of that thing.
Yeah, I'm gonna pull up a dictionary. I'm gonna start with like A, and I'll let you know when I finish. Because it's probably gonna happen before the former.
Like I don't know of a player that's like worn out Uyeshota's defense for the most part. At least,
really happen. You just kind of have to resources.
Like Uyeshota takes second in a lot of tournaments for like good reason, because even amongst the best players, they have to take a lot of effort to beat Uyeshota. I think almost every single like longest recorded match in like game history is done with Uyeshota as one of the contenders.
All right, we've got okay, not a
17.
But
yeah, overstacked.
Just a tiny little bit.
It's crazy that a minute 24 is one of the shorter rounds with Uyeshota.
And we are on the verge of our third straight sweep, despite the fact for how long this match.
That broom's getting its money's worth here.
I would have to agree.
But surely Diao can pull something. I mean, we've seen how long Diao can go. We just need to see. If anyone's gonna show an end to Uyeshota's endurance, it could be Diao.
I mean, we've seen Diao with some incredible tournament progress from the block stacker scene, and although I'm not going to say that those are like simpler rounds for Diao, they definitely require a bit of stamina.
Mm-hmm. I mean, Diao is known for really good down stacking, and with phase 3, that is what you need. Real scary there from Uyeshota, almost topping out. That is terrifying.
Again, it will give a lot of clean to your opponent, but sometimes if you can just have that little bit of a jump scare, on the right occasion, it'll get a top out.
Mm-hmm.
Alright, and nothing but clean right now from Uyeshota. 2 T-spins and 2 Tetrises make that 3 T-spins. Finally going to start skimming towards the very end of the zone. Looking for the 20, and that's going to be a 60 Ultimatress from Uyeshota.
Very nice, beautiful 20 there.
Oh,
and Diao not even making a dent in that incoming garbage queue. Just has to take the rest, and Uyeshota taking a top 4 taking a top 4 slot there.